What's up, guys? You're here with Goran from Pickdawgz, and thank you for joining me here for your free picks for Saturday, January 20th. Well, guys, it was a bit of a slow week, and we were quite unlucky in those Italian Super Cup matchups. We had Lazio and Fiorentina combined had one shot on target in those two games, and it was quite a disappointing performance from them. But we move on to the Saturday, guys, where we finally have a decent slate, where we have, I believe, 13 free picks for you in this video. And of course, we are gonna finish it off with that parlay of the day. Last week we hit the one on Saturday and Sunday. We did well with those single picks as well. So let's keep that going and let's get some nice winner for us on Saturday as well. For my best bets, click the link in the description, guys. Sign up, get a daily pass, 3-day pass, 7-day pass, or even a month-long pass if that's something you want to do. And of course, for more free picks, go up to the Pickdawgz YouTube channel and check it out, guys. Make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that like button. We do appreciate it a lot. And of course, feel free to leave a comment on any of these videos, and I will be more than happy to engage with you and answer any of the questions you might have. Like I said, guys, 13 games on the schedule that we are going to talk about, at least in this video. And as usual, we are going to kick it off with the EPL. We have a couple of games on Saturday. The first one is at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time between Arsenal and Crystal Palace. Uh, Arsenal now hasn't beaten anyone in their last four games. They haven't played an EPL game in almost 3 weeks now, and they're actually on a three-game losing streak. Now, they're still fairly high in the standings in the EPL. They're in fourth place, only 5 points away from the top of the table. And they're definitely due for a nice performance. They're definitely due for a win. They are fairly healthy. They are missing a few players because of the injuries, and El Neni is gone to the African Cup of Nations. But I he hasn't played a game for Arsenal in a while, and he's not the player that they will be missing. As far as Crystal Palace go, they haven't been the best team on the road, but they haven't been the best team at home either. So overall, they have been quite solid. I mean, decent so far this season. They are in 14th place above the relegation zone, but they are averaging just over one scored goal per game, while conceding about a goal and a half or so almost. And like I said, Arsenal is due for a nice performance, and definitely they deserve to be the favorites that they are, which means that we would have to take them to win in over 2.5 goals to get some value out of this. Which I would be very careful with because Arsenal does takes a lot of chances to score a goal, and I'm sure that they were working on this and they were trying to fix the problems that they have. But I think that all the money here is uh, on Crystal Palace, and more, especially on their shots on target. So I'm gonna take Crystal Palace over 2.5 shots on target at plus 118. I think that they have what it takes to create a few chances in this game, and Arsenal definitely lost that stability on the defensive end that they have, and that's gonna be another nice opportunity for Crystal Palace to get some decent chances and to get some shots on target in this game. So Crystal Palace over 2.5 shots on target at plus 118. For the second game of the day in the EPL, we have Brentford hosting Nottingham Forest, and Brentford is looking to end their negative streak they are on. They are actually on their 7-game streak without a win. Sorry about that, guys. While Nottingham Forest on the other side hasn't lost any of their last four games. As a matter of fact, they have won three of their last four games. Additional thing that could go Brentford's way in this game is the fact that they are getting Ivan Toney back for this game, whose suspension is finally over, and the coach already said that he will be in the starting lineup here. He will even the captain the team, and they will definitely need his help if they want to break this negative streak. Nottingham Forest has gone over 2.5 goals in their last 5 games in a row. They have conceded at least a goal in their last 7 or 8, 9, 10, 10 goals, 10 games in a row, and they have been scoring quite a lot as well. So I think this could potentially be quite an effective game uh, with. Uh, with over 2.5 goals, which is minus 118, as we can see. But I decided to go with a player prop, and that is Ivan Toney to score at any time at minus 106. If anyone's gonna score for Brentford, it's gonna be him because they are missing a bunch of players because of the injuries and whatnot. And like I said, they definitely need all the help they can get, and he will be their target man for this game. So I'm taking Tony to score at any time at minus 106. We are off to Spanish La Liga, guys, where we have three picks here for you in this video. And the first one is between Villarreal and Mallorca. We all know that Villarreal has been horrible this season. It's not a secret. And once again, they are on a three-game losing streak while facing this very solid Mallorca team, the team that has lost only one of their last six games, and the team that's coming off of a win in Spanish Copa del Rey. Mallorca on the road and Mallorca at home, though, are two very much different teams, and this is where Villarreal will have a chance to do something. Mallorca has a couple of suspended players, they have a couple of injured players, and Villarreal has their injury problems as well, but they have been playing their best football at home this season. And this is where they have scored the most goals. This is where they have the most wins. And this is where I think that they might be able to beat this Mallorca team. I think that Villarreal is due for a nice performance. They're due for a win at home. And I honestly think it's going to come in this game. So keeping it simple, guys, I'm taking Villarreal on the money line at plus 106. For our next matchup, guys, we have Valencia hosting Athletic Bilbao. And I'm keeping this one very, very simple as well. It seems that Bilbao is quite unstoppable right now. They haven't lost any of their last 14 games. They're in third place of the La Liga standings right now. And whether they play at home or on the road, they are keeping clean sheets. They are scoring goals. And now they're facing this Valencia team who is coming off of a loss in Copa del Rey against Celta Vigo. And it happened when they were playing at home. And even though Valencia has improved quite a lot, they are in the top half of the table right now. I'm definitely gonna go with Atletico Bilbao in this one. It's plus 117 on the road. In my opinion, they're the better team here. They are the more consistent team, and they are the team that has been much more effective this season, and the team that has been using most of their chances. So I'm taking Bilbao on the money line, and then whatever happens, I don't know. I just can't shake the feeling that Bilbao is going to have another solid performance here. And even though it's going to be a tight game, I think that they will come out on top. This is simply my gut feeling, and I'm going to go with it, guys. And the last pick of this La Liga segment is between Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad. Now, it's not a secret that Celta Vigo has been struggling a lot, and they have been struggling season in and season out, trying to get consistent, but they have had a lot of problems with that up until Rafa Benitez became the head coach, and this team has improved like miles and miles and miles. And now Celta Vigo is undefeated in their last four games. They have only one loss in their last six games. Like I said, they're coming off of a nice win against Valencia 3-1 in Copa del Rey. And they have scored at least a goal in each of their last six games in a row. Now, Celta Vigo has also been conceding goals, and those defensive issues are the next step that they need to fix. But I don't think they can keep a clean sheet against Real Sociedad, who has been once again one of the most consistent teams this season. The team that also lost only one of their last six games, and the team that's averaging over one scored goal per game when playing on the road. So both teams to score at minus 103. I love the price, guys. I'm gonna go with it because I don't see either side keeping a clean sheet at the moment, especially Celta Vigo against Real Sociedad. So Celta Vigo against Real Sociedad, I'm gonna go with both teams to score at minus 103. In Spanish La Liga, guys, we have a decent slate, and we are gonna kick it off with Heidenheim versus Wolfsburg. 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time game, and it seems like Wolfsburg can't really keep a clean sheet right now. And unfortunately for them, they're facing this very, very good Heidenheim team, the team that's on a roll, and the team that scored 17 goals in eight home games so far this season. Uh, if anyone's gonna struggle here, it's gonna be Wolfsburg because they're barely averaging one scored goal per game when playing on the road, while conceding over two goals. But I think that this nice positive two-game streak that they have been on beating Schalke in that friendly game and then getting 1-1 draw against Mainz last week. Uh, I think that's gonna keep this team kind of going forward, and I think that they're gonna improve with every game. And I think they will get to the scoreboard here. Now, like I said, I don't think that Wolfsburg can keep a clean sheet at the moment. And for that reason, both teams to score an over 2.5 at minus 115. I think that's going to be the way to go in this game. Köln is hosting Borussia Dortmund, who is looking another win in Bundesliga after beating Darmstadt 3-0 last weekend, with Sancho getting an assist as soon as he got in. I think he's going to be a decent addition to this team for the remainder of the season, and I think he is something they absolutely needed because they were struggling with efficiency as the Christmas break approached. As far as Cologne goes, still very close to the bottom of the table, 17th place, only 11 points. They are coming off of a 1-1 draw against Heidenheim, but this team is struggling a lot this season, and this team has been conceding a lot of goals, 29 goals in 17 games. And we are getting Borussia Dortmund at a very good price right now. It went down to minus 139, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take simply Borussia Dortmund on the money line, minus 139. It could be a very close game, and Köln has definitely been known to snag some points away from Borussia Dortmund. But Borussia Dortmund simply has more depth and more quality to compete in this game. And I think they will get a nice win on the road in this game against Köln. Darmstadt is hosting Eintracht Frankfurt, and I'm gonna keep this one very, very simple as well, guys. Eintracht is coming off of a massive win against Leipzig on the road, 1-0, and I think that they will be carried by that game like a lot. On top of that, Darmstadt is the weakest team in the league at the bottom of the table, on a two-game losing streak right now, and they are conceding a lot of goals. They have conceded 44 goals in 17 games, and 19 of those were conceded at home in their 9 home games. Offensively, I think that Darmstadt could try and do something in this game, but Eintracht Frankfurt simply is playing too well right now, both offensively and defensively, to drop points in this game, in my opinion. So I'm taking Eintracht Frankfurt on the money line at minus 109. Freiburg and Stuttgart and Hoffenheim is another matchup in Bundesliga that we have on Saturday, guys. And I was honestly surprised to see Hoffenheim being such a big underdogs. I know that they have been in a sloppy form. I know that they haven't beaten anyone in weeks, but Hoffenheim has been much more effective on the road than they have been at home this season. And Freiburg is a very inconsistent team, let's call it like that. And when you think that they have the handle on their form and on their season, they go on and drop points for 2 or 3 games in a row. And I think this might be a bit of a letdown spot for them as well. I think that this plus 100 on Freiburg at home might be a bit of a, I don't know, thing that books are doing to kind of take us away from Hoffenheim. And I think that Hoffenheim will have a decent game here. They're definitely due for one. And I think we're going to see some goals in this one. I think Freiburg had a nil-nil game last week. Hoffenheim had a 1-1 game or something like that. We haven't seen a lot of overs, but I think this week is going to be much different. And this is going to be another game where I'm going to go with both teams to score an over 2.5 at minus 118. Bochum is hosting Stuttgart, and you know what? In their last game, we definitely saw that Stuttgart is missing those players who went to play for their national teams. They are missing Guirassi, who is their leading goal scorer. Definitely, they are missing Ito, who went to play for Japan. They are missing a couple of other players, and I'm thinking that they are hoping that those players come back as soon as possible because uh, pretty soon, if they don't win this game or maybe the next one, they could drop off the top five, and that could potentially be a big problem for Stuttgart. As far as Bochum goes, undefeated in their last 3 games, coming off of a 1-1 draw against Werder Bremen last week. But when playing at home, you know what? Bochum has been doing very good job so far this season. 13 scored goals in 8 games, only 10 conceded goals in those 8 games, and defensively they have been doing a decent job. And they have lost only one home game so far this season. Now, I know that Stuttgart is missing a bunch of players, but they still have enough depth and quality to score goals. And I think that's what's going to happen in this game. So Both teams to score an over 2.5, -114. That's going to be another game where I'm going to take goals, and hopefully both teams show up in this matchup as well. The last game of the day in Bundesliga is between Leipzig and Leverkusen. It should be a big one. It should be a great matchup, guys. Leverkusen on a five-game winning streak. They barely beat Augsburg 1-0 last week, but they had a ton of chances in that game. They were just not as effective as we are used to seeing it. As far as Leipzig goes, another solid team in fourth place right now. The team that has lost only one home game so far this season, but they are also missing some players, and I think this is going to be another highly competitive game. Uh, I'm hoping we're going to see some goals in this one, but then again, whenever we have two teams that are highly effective throughout the season, we usually get disappointed, and we usually see a one game. We usually see a 1-0 game or possibly even a 0-0 game. So I'm going to be a bit careful in this one, and I'm going to stay away from goals, and instead I'm going to go with a game prop, and I'm going to take over 10.5 shots on target at plus 102. We know that defensively Leverkusen could be a bit disappointing from time to time. They are missing some defenders, definitely, and that should be a nice positive thing for Leipzig. But then again, Leverkusen has so much offense that you never know how they're going to play it out. So I'm going to go with shots on target in this one. I wouldn't be surprised to see goals, but then again, I wouldn't be surprised not to see goals because that's how usually these games turn around to be. But over 10.5 shots on target at plus 102. Let's hope that both teams show up, especially Leipzig, who has to bounce back after that home loss to Eintracht. In the Italian Serie A, guys, we have a couple of games on Saturday, and the first one is between Roma and Verona. Roma is coming into this game with a new head coach, Daniele De Rossi, Roma legend, who I believe this might be his first or second coaching job, and he has a very, very big task ahead. Roma, who hasn't beaten anyone in their last three games, and they simply have to go for the win here. Verona has been known to snag points from those big teams, but they have three suspended players because of their yellow and red cards, and Roma is not in much better shape. They also have a couple of suspended players, they have a couple of injured players as well. But I expect the team to kind of positively react to the coaching change and get back on the winning track in this one. This is what they have to do. This is what they will try to do. And I think that simply they're the better team here. I think that they will be carried by their fans. And I simply think Roma is going to come out on top in this one. So I'm going to take Roma -1 at -136. And the last pick of this video before we move on to the parlay of the day, guys, we have Udinese playing against Milan. In a game what should be a very competitive game in my opinion, and even though Udinese has won only one game so far this season, at home, that is, they have six draws and three losses. Alongside that, they have been showing some signs of life and they have been scoring some goals pretty consistently. They have scored at least a goal in each of their last five games in a row. And Milan on the other side, sure, they have basically destroyed Roma last week 3-1. They are not that solid defensively at the moment. They are missing some players on that defensive end. They have some injuries. Tomori is out, Malik Tiaw is out, and Kalulu is listed as injured as well. And that's basically their entire defense. So this is going to be a decent opportunity for Udinese to try and do something in this game. But I honestly don't think that they can get a win. I think that Milan is currently in a pretty solid form. I think that they are playing pretty well in that attacking end. They're quite effective. And for that reason, I'm going to go for the full value here for Milan. I'm going to take Milan to win and both teams to score. It's plus 265 right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see that price going a little bit closer to plus 300. But as of right now, plus 265, and I will take this one. And I'm hoping that Udinese shows up with that one goal at home. But then again, Milan in that attacking end has been on fire, and I think that they simply have much more offense. And I think that they will outscore Udinese here and get a nice win on the road. So Milan to win and both teams to score at plus 265. And the parlay of the day, guys, like I said, it's a five-legger, pays on at plus 353. I'm going to go with Arsenal on the money line. Brentford versus Nottingham Forest over 1.5 goals. Roma on the money line. Freiburg versus Hoffenheim, both teams to score, and Köln versus Dortmund over 1.5 goals in the game. 5 leg parlay, guys, pays up at plus 353. Let's try to get 3 parlay wins in a row, and let's get some of those nice singles that we have in this video as well. That's it, everyone. Stay tuned for more free picks. There's gonna be another big video coming up for Sunday, another parlay of the day for Sunday. So stay tuned for that, guys. Sign up for my premium pass if that's something you want to do. Get my best bets, and good luck with all of your bets on Saturday. Enjoy your day, and I'll see you soon.